I unfortunately did an error while I was making the last Wii Sports Wednesday video. Actually, not. I was recording this earlier today, and then I accidentally deleted the audio file for the first half of the recording. The second one is still here, so I'm going to re-record. But the problem is, this was in the second half. What Wii Sports Wednesday what Wii Sports Wiki members do in their free time. That was in the second half. And I already shared it to every Discord server, so tonight on Wii Sports Wednesday. Why? Just why? Reminds me of that Wii Party vid with Ricardo kissing ZZ. People when Ricardo kisses ZZ. Oh, a kid and adult. That's fine. People when Kentaro stands next to Araceli. Bro, pedophilia! So our grandparents pedals now. Necro Veda is a Miami Heat fan. Also, join the Me Gang Discord server. It's dead. Okay, now it's not dead. Join it. Link in the description. I kind of forgot to introduce everybody. These are all everybody. Xavier and Alyssa, those are my characters. Those are me. Terrence and Danny, those are other characters. Terrence is my sister, but a dude, and then Danny is someone. Nick and Miu from Wii Sports. Lucas from Wii Sports. Lily has a big nose. Danny Dover has a brother named Ben, by the way. Harrison Brooks exists. Jizzle RD exists. Jihoon and Mizuho from Wii Sports. Alexander Neutron, also known as Alextron. Alekia, they exist. Jacob Washington, Mario the Maverick, Toby Ice Jackson, London Duckworth, Scriptless is Guest C, CJ Milton, Gregory Midori, Tyler Joseph Santos, also known as Seth Santos since Tyler Joseph is taken, and Ayora. Greg breaks Ayora's nose at the first thing you do, okay? For a basket of bread. Alekia grabs a shield leading on the C. Scriptless retreat. Oh yeah, I'm calling it the C since I do not know how to pronounce that. Scriptless receives trident from inside the sea. Alyssa runs away from the sea. Jizzle RD runs away from the sea. Mizuho runs away from the sea. All these people run away from the sea. Jihoon clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Xavier runs away from the sea. Jaker the Moneymaker takes a sickle from inside the sea. CJ Milton runs away from the sea. Danny takes a sickle from the sea. London grabs a sword. Look at Poopa runs away from the sea. Scary Terror runs away from the sea. Scary Harry grabs a shovel. Lil B runs away from the sea. Mario the Maverick kills Tysef. Alex Tron commits suicide already. Nick the Bulls fan explodes. Xavier practices archery. Scary Harry receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Luca the Poopa, Alyssa, Lil B, and Jizzle RD on the Alekia hunt for other tributes. Greg travels to higher ground. Scary Terry scares CJ Milton off, and Mew sprains her ankle. Jihoon, Mario the Maverick kills London. That's 2. Mizuho shoots an arrow into Scriptless' head. Jacob the Moneymaker goes hunting. Mizuho receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Danny has a brother named Ben, tries to sleep through the entire day. Danny has a brother named Ben, receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Jihoon starts a fire. Miyu climbs a tree to rest. CJ Milton is awoken by nightmares. Xavier tends to his wounds. Alyssa tends to her wounds. Mario the Maverick thinks about winning. Lil B and Mizuho talk shit about the other tributes. Scary Terry destroys Ayora's supplies. Scary Harry thinks about winning. Midori and Luca the Poopa huddle for warmth. Yeah. That is a screenshot I will not be sharing with my Discord server. Thank you. Alekia and Greg talk about other tributes still alive. TJ climbs the tree to rest. Jizzle RD tends to Jacob the Moneymaker's wounds. Greg attacks the Jizzle RD, but she manages to escape. Alekia patches her archery. Alyssa goes hunting. Mew discovers a cave. Scary Harry collects fruit from a tree. Ayora injures himself. Xavier fishes. Midori defeats Mario the Maverick in a fight, but spares her life. CJ Milton camouflages herself in the bushes. Jaker the Moneymaker receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Jihoon overhears Luca the Poopa and TJ talking in the distance. Mizuho diverts Scary Terry's attention and runs away. Danny has a brother named Ben, makes wooden spears, and Lil B searches for a water source. I accidentally opened the Spotify link. Miyu, Alekia, Midori, and Jizzle RD tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Xavier, Mario the Maverick, Jihoon, and Luca the Poopa sleep in shifts. Jaker the Moneymaker climbs a tree to rest. Scary Terry treats his infection. Ayora and Alyssa cuddle with each other. That's weird. There's like a series that I'm writing with these miis. I don't know. It's probably gonna release in 2022 the way it's looking, but we'll see. CJ Milton thinks about home. Greg screams for help. Lil B treats her infection. Danny has a brother named Ben. Receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Scary Terry thinks about home, and Mizuho tends to TJ's wounds. Luca the Pooper receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Greg attacks Midori, but she manages to escape. You guys are in the same conference. No. Division, I think, yeah. Jizzle RD diverts Alekia's attention and runs away. Miyu makes a wooden sphere. A spear, not a sphere. CJ Milton receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Alyssa collects fruit from a tree. Lil B searches for a water source. Jihoon is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Scary Harry makes a wooden spear. TJ discovers a river. TJ makes a slingshot. Mizuho stalks Xavier. I'm sharing that with my Discord server, bro. That's funny. Mari's the Maverick, Ayora, Danny has a brother named Ben. Hunt for other tributes. Jakers, the moneymaker, explores the arena. Miyu climbs a tree to rest. Lil B. I made her name Lil B. Lil B and CJ Milton snuggle with each other. Scary Harry sees a fire but stays hidden. Midori, Mizuho, Jakers, a moneymaker. Scary Terry and Alyssa sleep in shifts. Xavier questions insanity. TJ thinks about winning. Alekia commits suicide. Greg, Daddy has a brother named Ben, Ayora, and Jihoon tell ghost stories. Mari's Maverick cooks her food before putting it out. Luca the Poopa attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Jizzle RD receives water from an unknown sponsor. You gotta read it like that. Unknown sponsor. Lil B, Scary Terry, Ayora, Miyu, and all them hunt for tributes. Xavier kills Midori. I wouldn't do that very reluctantly. I would gladly do it. Greg discovers a cave. Mizuho discovers a river. Alyssa discovers a river. CJ Milton steals from Jihoon while he isn't looking. Danny gets triple teamed by Jakers, the moneymaker, Jizzle RD, and Scary Harry. TJ spears a fish. Luca dies. And Mari's Maverick collects fruit from a tree. You four are now dead. These people are still alive. CJ Milton sets up camp for the night. Miyu fends Scary Terry, Jihoon, and Mari's Maverick away from her fire. Mizuho thinks about home. Jake, as a moneymaker, cries himself to sleep. TJ climbs a tree to rest. Ayora tries to sing herself to sleep. Xavier tries to treat his infection. Lil B attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Scary Harry begs for Greg to kill him. He refuses, keeping Scary Harry alive. Alyssa begs for Jizzle RD to kill her. She refuses, keeping Alyssa alive. Scary Terry sees smoking rising in the distance but does not investigate. Scary Harry kills Ayora. Lil B searches for firewood. Jacob the moneymaker practices archery. Greg kills Mari's the Maverick and TJ. Jizzle RD makes a screen as a slingshot. CJ Milton searches for firewood. Xavier kills Mizuho for supplies. The return. I'm screenshotting this as well. The adventures of Xavier and Mizuho has definitely been interesting. Miyu searching for firewood. Jihoon receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Alyssa receives her medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. No, it's not. Ayora, Mari's the Maverick, TJ, and Mizuho. Dies. Alyssa and Miyu talk about the tributes still alive. Lil B and Xavier tell stories about themselves to each other. Jakers, the moneymaker, screams for help. Jizzle RD climbs a tree to rest. Jihoon sets CJ on fire with a Molotov. Scary Terry receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Scary Harry cooks his food before putting it out, and Greg loses sight of where he is. Scary Terry dies of hypothermia. Miyu searches for a water source. Lil B receives clean water. Xavier! You would never! What the hell, man? This is also something you screenshot. Okay, so Xavier's a menace. He's like Elisa at tennis. He's what the beef is like Kenny. His actually needs you to go fetish. And all these guys go do something. Scary Terry, Alyssa, and CJ Milton die. Jizzle RD kills Xavier. Wow. Scary Harry climbs a tree to rest. Jihoon and Jake are the moneymaker. No, Jihoon. How is Jihoon gonna push Jake off a cliff? Jacob the moneymaker's like 6'4", and got a lot of muscle, and Jihoon's a little 13-year-old boy. And Greg, Lil B, and Miu discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. There is a feast. Jizzle RD does not go. Miu does not go. Greg kills Lil B with a hatchet. Jihoon and Scary Harry gets clothing. Jake, Xavier, and Lil B are all remaining. All died. There is 5 people remaining. Harrison, Jizzle RD, Jihoon, Gregory, and Miu. Miu dies of thirst. Greg receives medical supplies from unknown sponsor. Jihoon defeats Jizzle RD but spares her life, and Scary Harry gets lost. Greg and Jihoon double team Scary Harry. Jizzle RD discovers a river. Miu and Scary Harry died. Jizzle RD, Greg, and Jihoon those are the only 3 remaining. Jizzle RD sprains her ankle. Jihoon accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Greg stabs Jizzle RD in the back with a trident. Greg wins from District 11. Nice job, Greg. With 5 kills, you deserve it. That was something. That one was more. By the way, the first one that I recorded, Alyssa won, but like there was a recording error. But damn. So this is the second recording. Everybody guys assorted PFPs because I just took people from the last recording and kept them in here, so I was too lazy to change them. Anyways, we got Shinosuke and Mari here. Alex and Kiko, Nicholas and Miu, I kept them. Luca and I replaced Lily with Fumiko, Matt and Lucia. Jihoon and Mizuho were kept. Miguel and Gwen. Joseph and Barbara. Barry and Araceli. Ricardo and Patricia. Greg, Midori, and Hyaxiang and Haru. As a tribute stands on their podiums, the horn sounds. Fumiko scares Shinosuke the O-word god away from the sea. Luca the Poopa runs from the sea. Lucia is unable to convince Haru to not kill it. We were in the VC Discord on the Switch Sports Wiki yesterday, and Haru was still killing everybody. I guess she never changed, nothing ever changed. Gwen scares away Midori from the sea. Araceli grabs a jar of fishing bait while Ricardo gets fishing gear. Mari the nose god stays at the sea for resources. Mizuho finds a bag full of explosive. Greg runs away from the sea. Nick the Bulls fan runs away from the sea. Julius Coleslaw runs away from the sea. Miu runs from the sea. Barry runs away from the sea. Hyaxiang rips a mace out of Jihoon's hands. Joseph stays at the sea for resources. Kiko receives a trident from inside the sea. Matt the Wii Sports God scares Miguel away from the sea. Barbs runs away from the sea. Patricia finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Joseph and Barry fight Greg and Gwen. Joseph and Barry wins. Greg and Gwen die. The G's, yeah. Julius Coleslaw injures himself. Matt the Wii Sports God goes fishing. Jihoon dies from an infection. Nick the Bulls fan collects fruit from a tree. Shinosuke the O-word god explores the arena. Mizuho, Haru, and Miu hunt for other tributes. Patricia, Hyaxiang, and Miguel hunt for other tributes. Midori receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Barbs falls into a pit and dies. Ricardo tends to Mari and the nose god wounds. Araceli goes fishing. And wait, Fumiko's in the same district as you, bro. No, okay, Lucia's dead, Greg's dead, Gwen's dead, Barb's is dead, and Jihoon's dead. Miyu tends to... Patricia, Haru, and Matt all track down and kill Shinosuke the O-word god. Bro. It's Shinosuke against the Motor Rangers again. Miyu tends to bury his wounds. Joseph lets Araceli into his shelter. Mari the nose god receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Luca the Poopa stays awake all night. Midori, Hyaxiang, Miguel, and Julius Coleslaw sleep in shifts. Mizuho, Nick the Bulls fan, Kiko, and Fumiko all tell ghost stories to lighten the mood. Ricardo stays awake all night. Julius Coleslaw, Fumiko, and Barry all kill Joseph. Wow. Ricardo scares Araceli off. Midori discovers a rat cave. Miguel sees the smoking in the distance but does not investigate. Patricia and Haru hunt for other tributes. Mizuho sprains her ankle while running away from Nick the Bulls fan. Hyakseong, Mari the nose god. Hyakseong overhears Mari and Matt talking in the distance. Miyu silently. She said smooth moves silently. Slaps Kiko's neck. Luca the Pupa search for a water source. Shinosuke, Joseph, and Kiko are dead. They're probably my 3 favorite miis from this entire operation, but it's all good. Miguel steps on landmine. Dead. Fumiko stabs Ricardo with a tree branch. Patricia questions her sanity. Luca the Pupa cries to himself to sleep. Araceli destroys Miyu's supplies while he is... Midori's marked as a dude. Well, too bad. Haru and Hyakseong run to each other and decide to truce for the night. Nick the Bulls fan sets an explosive off, killing Julius Coleslaw and Matt the Wii Sports God and Mizuho. Mari the Nose God is working by nightmares. Barry tends to his wounds. Miyu attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death. RP Miyu. Luca spears a fish with a trident. Araceli receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Fumiko receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Mari the Nose God receives clean water from unknown sponsor. Patricia hacks Hyakseong, but he manages to escape. Barry receives clean water from unknown sponsor. Haru constructs a shack. Nick the Bulls fan constructs a shack. Midori receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Miguel Skywalker, Ricardo, Julius Coleslaw, Matt the Wii Sports God, Mizuho, and Miyu are all dead. So far, death seems to be pretty spread out. District 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all dead. Barry, Fumiko, and Haru got kills, and so does Nicholas. There is 8 people still remaining. Nick the Bulls fan receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Luca the Pupa, Haru, Hyakseong, and Fumiko sleep in shifts. Barry and Patricia truce for the night. Mari the Nose God and Midori tell stories about themselves to each other, and Araceli starts a fire. Luca the Pupa and Barry work together for the day. Mari the Nose God explores the arena. Fumiko goes hunting. Nick the Bulls fan searches for a water source. Midori travels to higher ground. Araceli sees smoking in the distance but decides not to investigate. Haru, Patricia, and Hyakseong all start fighting, but Patricia runs away as Haru kills her brother. Hyakseong's dead. You killed your brother. Wow. Fumiko looks into the night sky. Mari the Nose God starts a fire. Luca the Pupa screams for help. Araceli is woken by nightmares. Haru and Midori snuggle with each other. Patricia tends to her wounds. Nick the Bulls fan looks out in the skies. Barry tries to sing himself to sleep. Luca the Pupa and Nick the Bulls fan get into a fight over all meat, but Luca the Pupa gives up and runs away. Fumiko decides not to go to the feast. Midori and Mari get into a fight over raw meat, but Mari the Nose God gives up and runs away. Haru does not go to the feast. Patricia kills Araceli. Barry bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Luca the Pupa tends to Midori's wounds. Haru and Patricia hunt for other tributes. Fumiko and Nick the Bulls fan hunt for other tributes. Mari the Nose God is pricked by thorns. Did she die? Okay, no she didn't. Haru attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Midori thinks about winning. Patricia receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. From an unknown sponsor. Nothing happens over here. Mari the Nose God thinks about winning, and Luca the Pupa starts a fire. Nothing happens here. Mari the Nose God discovers a river. Patricia dies. Nick the Bulls fan injures himself. Luca the Pupa explodes the arena, and Fumiko receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Nick the Bulls fan gets quadruple teamed by Fumiko, Midori, Luca the Pupa, and Haru. Mari climbs a tree to rest. Midori bashes in Mari the Nose God's head with a mace. Damn, that's a little violent. This is why I do not like Midori. Always killing pretty miis. Luca the Pupa receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Haru sees smoking rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Fumiko camouflages herself in the bushes. Midori dies from internal bleeding caused by a monkey mutt. Luca the Pupa survives, and Fumiko uses Haru as a shield, which means Haru, Mari, Midori, and Nick dies. This leaves Luca the Pupa and Fumiko from the same district. That is such a plot twist. Let's see. Fumiko kills Luca da Pupa. And Luca da Pupa... No. Fumiko wins. It was very shocking to see the same district like go against each other in the final. Shinosuke only got 19. Barb's only got 20. Yeah, this is an accurate ranking of all my favorite miis. Shinosuke's not number anymore. It's Fumiko and Luca da Pupa.